Hello, it's Blue Orange 22. So this video, I want to talk about several different things, actually. Primarily, I want to talk about the Jubilee middle ground video with men's rights versus feminists. It came out about a week ago. It's gone viral. I think it has like 2 million views. A lot of people have been talking about it, and a lot of MRAs are really unhappy with it because we do not feel that it's a fair representation of the men's rights movement. In particular, they had one of the men's rights people was the incel named Derek, and what he was saying was totally not what the men's rights movement was about. And then I kind of want to talk about um, kind of how that video made me think about how I'm perceived as an MRA. I actually had a pretty long debate on Tinder, just to admit that, with a feminist about it. And actually, 2 days ago, I actually put that I'm an MRA on my Tinder bio just to see what would happen. And it's actually been kind of wild. I might actually do a video on that tomorrow. Partly because it would be a pretty good clickbait title, but also because it has actually been quite an adventure. But I'm going to get to that in a little bit. I want to make one announcement. My goal for New Year's is to get a real camera and to get a real studio set up. Right now I'm using a Logitech Brio, which is okay for a webcam, but I want to start doing like proper serious videos about some more serious topics. You often hear me in a video, I'll say, oh, my next video, I'm going to talk more about that, or have, another study, or show you some of the stuff. But I feel like I kind of want to hold off until I have a better quality camera before I start doing like the really serious videos, like the more academic videos, the more philosophical videos about the men's rights movement. I want to have graphs, charts, pictures, data, statistics, clips of other videos, just more high quality productions. But until then, I'm going to start making videos every day, which was always kind of the initial goal, and I haven't really lived up to that. But I want to start doing videos every day about me, I guess. Kind of like, what's my personal life like as an MRA? Like, what is it like dating as an MRA? How do we really feel about women in relationships? What is being an MRA like in our day-to-day lives? And part of the reason why I've been thinking about this so much in the last couple of days was this debate that I had on Tinder. I put in my profile that I'm a men's rights activist, and a girl messaged me, and she kind of came at me saying, well, listen, I gotta ask you, why the heck are you a men's rights activist? Don't you know that it's just misogynistic and this and that? And we got into this whole big debate. But by the end of the debates, we actually kind of started agreeing. And she actually said, talking to you, I kind of realized that I had you wrong. Like, I kind of realized, I thought you were this like misogynistic, alt-right, whatever, but you're not really like that. And I said, well, that's fine. I understand. It's, the media misrepresents us a lot. So people have kind of the wrong idea. And she says, yeah, I watched that Jubilee video, and that kind of gave me my opinion on men's rights. And I was like, I see. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Because that video, the Jubilee video, I put a link in the description below, and then I put just a couple links about the articles about it. But that video, MRAs hated it, actually. I know one of the speakers in it, Kursat. I actually know him personally, and he told me that the video was edited in a way that made MRAs look unfavorable, and some of his better answers were cut out or edited in a way so it doesn't look quite as good. Not quite like making it look like they said something different, not really changing what they said, but just kind of cutting out the better parts, if that makes sense. Um, so right there, that kind of changed what the actual conversation was. But the other thing was Derek. And I hate to kind of call someone out, but it is public information. He agreed to go online, on camera, with his views, and identify um, as an MRA. So I kind of have to address that because the things he said about being an incel, about how men and women can't be friends, that's not what MRAs believe at all. Um, it's completely wrong. And this whole like people think there's a connection between MRAs and incels, and I've done videos on this in the past. It's completely not true. There's like nothing to do. Men's rights and incels are not connected at all. There's zero connection there. Their beliefs are nothing to do with our beliefs. And things like men and women can't be friends is definitely not a men's rights view or men's rights position. But I think the problem is, and this is why I want to start doing some more personal vlogs, people don't know who MRAs are. You know, people just have this image of these like, you know, scary guys online who have like these, you know, incel views or like alt-right neo-Nazi types, and that's kind of all they know because it's kind of all they see. So, you know, I want to start showing people like who an MRA is. Like, who are we? Why do we think what we think? You know, how do we treat women in the real world? Let's say in dating, let's say at work, let's say our friends, let's say our family, let's say whatever it is, you know, kind of who are we as people? Because I've said this before, you probably do know an MRA. It could be your son, it could be your husband, it could be your father, it could be your brother, it could be a classmate, it could be a coworker, it could be your boss, it could be your doctor, it could be your neighbor, it could be people around you every day, and you just don't know it because they never say anything. And you think, oh well, they seem like a a decent person. They don't seem crazy. They don't seem like a alt right terrorist. So I'm sure they're not like that. But that's not really what we are. So you might be very surprised as to who you know that thinks that way. And that's kind of what I want to start doing. I want to start kind of giving a face to the men's rights movement and really kind of explain who we are and to show you kind of who we are. So I think tomorrow, my next video, is going to be what happened when I put that I was an MRA on my Tinder profile, because it's certainly an entertaining story.